If the next time you do that, we're gonna have a problem.
Let's have a problem now. Let's have a problem now then.
Next time, if I'm working with some girl, before you talk to them, you let me know, like, bro, are you with them or not? Because I'm working. That what nothing happened.
Asking for permission.
Imagine he's my girlfriend. You are my girlfriend, we're gonna have a problem. You know what I mean?
Bro, I'm ready for a problem, man. If you want a problem, you can have a problem, bro.
If the next time you do that, we're gonna have a problem.
Let's have a problem now. Let's have a problem now then.
Let's have a problem right now. No. He's my bro, fam. Listen, talk to me, bro.
If the next time you...
Hey, shalom, all praises be to Yahweh, Hashemi Al-Shai, Bishimukakadash, the one to the elders, apostles, great most that are well, shalom to the hopeful elect. Yeah, man, as you can see there, I think he's one of these TikTok videos. I don't know if it's a prank or a skit or whatever, you know, you never know these days, man. People are just pushing out content for the sake of, you know, just generating views and money. But anyways, just to talk about the concept of the video, if it is real, as you can see, an altercation transpired, and it's basically, you know, the intentions were basically adulterous, man. I believe the gentleman, you know, the dark-skinned brother, I don't know, he looks like he's from like Senegal or somewhere. You know, he's a Jake, Israelite, which everyone in the video seems, I believe, most likely Israelite or scattered Jakes, scattered Israelites. But anyways, it seems that, you know, that light-skinned brother, I'm not gonna say brother, so the light-skinned Jake approached the dark-skinned Jake's missus or a lady he's dating, and obviously that's very disrespectful. How are you gonna be, you seeing a supposed couple walking together, or even if it might be their first date, and obviously they like each other, the guy, you know, you know, he's trying to, you know, romance the girl and that, and now you're trying to be a disruption and try and take the woman that he likes. That's, you know, that's adulterous and covetous intentions, man, and that's against the scriptures. That's wicked. Yeah, but you know, this wicked Western world allows that and actually gaslights the victim. You know, if that transpires, you know, how do they gaslight, saying that you're insecure and all of that, which is wicked, you know. But anyways, let's see what the scripture says about this wicked behavior, man. We live in a disrespectful society. People don't respect boundaries. People show no respect. People are covetous. People are adulterous. And this is why people get blasted and unalived, man, because of this wicked behavior, man. The scripture says, love worketh no ill to his brother. You know, with that love, you won't commit adultery or be covetous. But anyways, scripture. So this is the law, Exodus 20, verse 17. So King James on the left, NLT on the right. And it says, you must not covet your neighbor's house. You must not covet your neighbor's wife, male or female servant, ox or donkey, or anything else that belongs to your neighbor. See, belonging to your neighbor. Okay? Yeah, you shouldn't want what somebody else is or somebody else is with. Okay, that's wicked. Let me go into the word covetousness, covet. I believe the word in the Hebrew is hamad. Yep. Hamad, or yeah. Yeah, hamad. To desire, covet, take pleasure in, delight in, to desire, to be desired, to delight greatly, desirableness, preciousness, lust. Yeah, just basically design something that is not yours. You want to take something that's not yours. Yeah, which can go into theft, you can go into adultery. Covetousness leads to a lot of things, man. A lot of wicked things. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so you shouldn't want to take another man's belongings, man. Deuteronomy 28 and verse 54, and it says, the most tender-hearted man among you will have no compassion for his own brother, his beloved wife, and his surviving children. Yeah, so that's why Jake has got this rivalry from the curses, man, of Deuteronomy 28. I should be evil towards his brother. Yeah, stunting on your fellow brothers, unenlivening each other, gang wars, mean mugging. You know the famous diss track, Tupac. That's why I effed your chick. So that's the spirit of Jake and the culture of the so-called black community now. Yeah, which is, extends to all Jake, because the Israelites are the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, Hispanics, and those that scattered. But this is being pushed, man, especially in the West, Babylon the Great America, and various places of the West, modern society. Yeah, bad character, bad habits, bad intentions, and wickedness in general is glorified. Apparently now, disrupting someone else's life is somehow a proof of masculinity. It's ridiculous, man. Taking something that is not yours from someone else, crippling a person, yeah, beating down someone that's vulnerable or disadvantaged, or making fun, or taking something away from someone is somehow a form of masculinity. That's not, man. Yeah, this is dangerous behavior, man, and people get unalived for these things, and their judgment will come. Leviticus 20. Let me get this other scripture. Hold on. Sirach 9:9. It says, so you see, the scriptures got everything, man. Relationship dynamics, to avoid adultery and so forth. It says, sit not at all with another man's wife. Yeah, don't be spending time with another man's woman. Yeah, that even goes to social media. Going on dates, work related, after shifts, going home together and all of that, man. You want to avoid that, man, because that time and attention builds a bond. Yeah, time and attention builds a bond, and it's dangerous, man. Yeah. Starts off you shaking your hands, and them shaking hands turn into hugs. Them hugs turn to caressing, and them caressing turns to kissing, and that kissing turns into being in the bed with each other. Yeah, and spilling personal information, and stuff like that. You see, don't be spending time with that. If you know a woman's married, you got a ring, or she's dating someone, it should be high and by and strictly business or work. Don't entertain it. But anyways, nor sit down with her in thine arms, you see, getting comfortable. And spend not thy money with her at the wine, taken out for drinks and dinner, lest thine heart incline unto her. Yeah, so it's almost inevitable that you're going to desire her, have feelings for her, and get into bed, and so through thy desire thou fall into destruction. Yeah, because adultery leads to destruction. It's harmful to your own soul, as it says in Proverbs. And jump to verse 11. Envy not the glory of a sinner, for thou knowest not what shall be his end. Yeah, because in this world, wicked world, that bad boy image is glorified. And when I say bad boy, I'm talking more of like the negative connotations of it. The adultery and envious, toxic, toxic side, because it's good to emulate certain characteristics, like, in other words, like you shouldn't really, you don't let a woman lead you, you lead them, and basically, I wouldn't say bad boy character, a man, a real man in this world, they call it alpha male or whatever, just a wise man. You want to be that. Okay, anyways. Yeah, envy not the glory of a sinner, for thou knowest not what shall be his end. Yeah, the Lord's got something waiting for him, man. Delight not in the thing that the ungodly have pleasure in, but remember they shall not go unpunished unto their grave. Yeah, so You don't want to emulate bad characteristics or bad people. Otherwise, you're going to end up like them when they face destruction too. Okay? So it's better safe than sorry. Prevention is better than the cure. Or sacrifice, as I say. Yeah, so this is the law, Leviticus 20:10. It says, if a man commits adultery with his neighbor's wife, both the man and the woman who have committed, yeah, because none of you is the victim here. Okay? As it written in the law, I think Deuteronomy, it says that if she did not cry out, in other words, if she is already with a man and another man out of the blue grapes her, because if she's crying out, then that means obviously it's grape and she has a man already. So then, it will be the man only be accountable for that punishment. But here, it says both of them are going to be punished. Why? Because they were both with it. They both desired to do what the sin, which is adultery. But anyways, both the man and the woman who have committed adultery must be put to be unalived. Okay? So that's self-explanatory, man. And guess what? Even Elder Apostle Tar said it. If they put out a law on adultery and there was consequences of adultery, a lot of the society's problems will be extinguished. Yeah? Relationships will be taken seriously. More often or not, the women that you deal with will be virgins. Yeah. Why? Because of the punishments, the consequences. But guess what? In this wicked West, what is it? No fault, no fault, adultery, no fault, divorce, which means what? They don't have to. People out here don't have to be bound to their vows, be bound to be loyal and maintain integrity. You see, there's no loyalty and integrity in this world anymore. Okay. Just people just driven through lust, doing what you want, covetous, adulterous, backstabbers, fake, no real passion. Yeah, staying away from traditional biblical values. That's why everything's all upside down. Yeah, and all sorts. But anyways, that's pretty much it, man. This is the world we live in, man. Covetous, adulterous. But anyways, with that, all praise be to Yahweh, B'Shem Shai, B'Shem Kadash. Yeah, the one is the elders, apostle, great most, and Shalom to the elect. Shalom.